The most exciting 2 minutes in sports, the Kentucky Derby has had some exciting, dramatic finishes. Let's look at some of those stretch runs from 2014 through 2024. Remember, 3-year-old colts going 1.25 miles, carrying 126 pounds, and there has been 150 runnings of America's premier horse race, the Kentucky Derby. In 2014, the fan favorite California Chrome led them into the stretch. The California bred with the purple and green colors opening up on the field with jockey Victor Espinoza calling the shots and gave trainer Art Sherman his first Kentucky Derby win. It was the 5th straight win for California Chrome and a dominating performance under the Twin Spires. California Chrome retires with a record of 16 wins in 27 starts and a legion of Chromie fans. In 2015, the exciting American Pharoah, trained by Bob Baffert, favored in the Kentucky Derby, the Arkansas Derby winner, is tested as they enter the stretch. Dortmund on the inside, Gary Stevens and firing line in the middle in the hot pink, and Victor Espinoza gets busy with the right hand on the outside with American Pharoah. He pulls away in the final 16th over a stubborn Gary Stevens and firing line. American Pharoah has won the Kentucky Derby. The undefeated Nyquist was the headliner for the 2016 Kentucky Derby. The son of Uncle Mo, who was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Champion, and he prepped in Florida, winning the Florida Derby. The talented gunrunner leads Nyquist into the stretch. Nyquist opens up at the 8th pole, remains undefeated. Doug O'Neill picks up his 2nd Kentucky Derby win. Todd Pletcher, the all-time leader in Kentucky Derby starters, he saddles the favorite, Always Dreaming, and that horse takes advantage of the sloppy racetrack as he heads for home with the lead into the stretch. He saves ground at the rail and gives John Velasquez a 2nd Kentucky Derby win and a 2nd Kentucky Derby win for Todd Pletcher, who also trained Super Saver to a win underneath the Twin Spires. Justify enters the 2018 Kentucky Derby, trying to break the curse of Apollo. Justify is the favorite despite just 3 lifetime starts. He leads into the stretch and gets tested by Good Magic, who ranges up on the outside. Justify changes leads and relishes the Churchill Downs sloppy racetrack, winning the Kentucky Derby in just his 4th lifetime start with an elated Mike Smith getting the win. The first DQ in Kentucky Derby history. That was the storyline for the 2019 Kentucky Derby. Maximum Security led into the stretch. He bumps War of Will as they turn for home, but hold all tickets. The steward determined that Maximum Security is disqualified. They name Country House the long shot winner. The first Kentucky Derby was held in September due to the COVID-19 epidemic, postponing the race from May. But Authentic goes to the lead early and then repels a challenge from Tiz the Law, but could not get by a stubborn, resolute Authentic. The heart of a champion, he dramatically holds off the challenger in the Run for the Roses 2020. Medina Spirit takes the lead early and then leads the field into the stretch at Churchill Downs. The field bunches up mid-stretch. A trio of challengers at the finish line. Mandaloon, Hot Rod Charlie, and Essential Quality all give futile chase to the winner, who is Medina Spirit, and crosses the finish line first. Meanwhile, later on, Medina Spirit is disqualified and Mandaloon is named the official winner. 2022, Rich Strike wins the Kentucky Derby in one of the greatest upsets in Kentucky Derby history. The 70-1 shot is behind runners as Epicenter, the favorite, surges to the lead in mid-stretch, but Sonny Leone would not be denied and goes outside a runner at the 8th pole, then comes inside and swallows the leader with giant strides as they near the wire. Sonny Leone and Rich Strike pay over $140. 2023, another upset, a fast pace, takes its toll on the front runners. It becomes a scramble as they turn for home. Meanwhile, Javier Castellano, with a perfect ride on Mage, gets a dream trip, and after a long time coming, Javier Castellano picks up his first Kentucky Derby win. That is with Mage in the first crop of Good Magic, and he gets it done in closing style in one of the most exciting Kentucky Derby finishers in history as Sierra Leone and Forever Young take aim. Sierra Leone bumps into Forever Young near the finish line, and Mystic Dan holds on for the big upset, giving trainer Ken McPeak his first Kentucky Derby win, and an exciting 3-horse photo for the finish goes to the winner, Mystic Dan, at 18-1 in the 2024 Kentucky Derby. Exciting finishes, controversial disqualifications, and 2 Triple Crown winners. They were all part of the Kentucky Derby from 2014 to 2024. We had rides from Mike Smith, Javier Castellano, and Victor Espinoza that will go down in Derby lore, and also the amazing rides of John Velasquez, cementing his reputation as one of the leading riders on America's biggest day. Looking at the fastest Kentucky Derby winners over this stretch on the clock, the raw unadjusted numbers, you've got authentic, but remember that Derby was held in September, a little over 2 minutes. Of course, he went on to win the Breeders' Cup Classic. Mandaloon put up by disqualification from Medina Spirit. Nyquist, an undefeated winner going into the Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike, the second longest shot in Kentucky Derby history. All part of the exciting finishes of the Kentucky Derby. The Kentucky Derby features a lot of unique variables in the race. It's the first time 3-year-olds go 1.25 miles. It's a 1-mile track, 120 feet wide at the starting gate. It's got 20 horses, 79 to 80 feet wide, and this all becomes part of the chaos every first Saturday in May. 1,234 feet down the Churchill Downs stretch, almost 1/4 mile. What was your favorite Kentucky Derby stretch run? Leave a comment. Which ones did you have money on? And also, if you like the long shot history of the Kentucky Derby, you may be interested in 5 long shot winners of the Kentucky Derby. Hit like, share, and subscribe as we bring you more exciting Kentucky Derby moments in Kentucky Derby history.